Content Catchup.
Friends, enemies, welcome back to episode 11 of the Content Catch-Up. Did you miss us?
It's bloody good to be back, Jules. I have to
so good to
apologise
be
to our
back.
listeners.
Why do you have to apologise?
Well, you know, like you saw my checklist. We were aiming to continue to do another episode despite moving house, but we clearly didn't get there. So on behalf of both of us, I apologise. You can see I'm in my new space. Pretty tremendous space. Pretty plain, but you know, things might change in the future.
I don't think you need to apologise. I think anyone that's moved before knows how absolutely shit it is, because you have to pack everything up, and that's the easy part, right? You just chuck shit in boxes, chuck shit in bags, but it's when you get to the house or the new place and you're like, why did I pack this? I didn't actually want this. So, no, fair enough. And I heard you did some painting. Did you call my mum for some tips?
No, but I know she has done the bulk of your kitchen, Jules, so I still hold that against you. If you're listening, Miriam, take a break. I think he's clearly asked you to do too much. But no, yeah, we painted the whole house. It's alright, like it's worth it, but in the time, I disliked it quite a lot. But you know, everyone has their strengths. I was alright at it, but it just wasn't my most enjoyable thing.
Nah. And I heard you got a neighbour named Keith. How's big old Keith going?
One of your big strengths, Jules. You listen bloody well. Keith is good. We've met him a couple of times. Haven't met the other people on the other side, but maybe we'll pop my head out the window, actually. Actually, while we're talking about my house, Jules, I've got a bit of a reveal before we start the show.
Yeah.
And I wanted to leave it. I wanted to leave it to the show because the live recording, because there's been a bit of discussion in the past, few episodes about my background, right?
Yeah.
Bit boring, bit non-eventful. Someone even said I should make my own jersey wall. And bear with me, let me take my headphones off. I've tried to one up here, so you can use commentate. I'll be back.
Okay, I'm going to cut it. So for everyone listening at home, Barks is standing up and he's leaving his gaming chair. He's opening up the cupboard behind him. Oh, have a look at this. This is sensational. This is like a portable studio. So Barks has opened up his little like cupboards behind him, and he's just got all his memorabilia like plastered out there. That's sensational.
What do you reckon?
10 out of 10. Early boss of the week. That's well played.
You know,
because you can hide it away from people, but then you can bring it out.
Exactly.
That's well done.
I hoped you liked it, and listeners will put a bit of a screen grab maybe, actually. And
chuck a bit of a story up, hey?
Yeah, all right. Well, maybe the better thing that I will do is, as I was telling you before we started recording, Jules. Hi guys. He was just taking an Instagram story, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about. As I was telling you before, I'm waiting for a new desk, so it should be a bit close as well. It'd be funny if I was in the cupboard, actually.
It would be great sound if you were in the cupboard. I was listening to another podcast. I think it's the Fake Doctors Real Friends, which is a Scrubs podcast, and Donald Faison, who played Turk in it, actually sits in his cupboard to record.
Oh wow!
Just because he gets better sound.
I remember you telling me.
But
that,
anyway.
actually.
That's neither here nor there, Barks. We're here to talk some content.
No, let's talk about you first. How was your week off? Did you miss me?
I didn't miss you. Okay. I've been pretty busy. Actually, I was quite excited when you got back to work the other day. I think I gave you a welcome back on Wednesday.
Bit of a rev up Wednesday morning.
Bit of a rev up. Been busy. I haven't fired him yet. So update. I'm still Barks' boss for one more week. Haven't fired him yet. There's still 1 week to go. Haven't had any suggestions on what we should get you to do, so keep that open. But being a boss it's a hard life. Like,
how are you finding it?
It's fine. Just a lot of meetings, a lot of emails, a lot of meetings.
Yeah, a lot of big dog stuff. I've noticed a few more big dog messages from you.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a big dog. Also, just a lot of messages from Will Batulis. Will, if you're listening, you're a pissant.
He doesn't listen.
But I do get to spend more time with AJ, which is nice. And I know beautiful. AJ listens to this, so AJ, shout out. We've actually got a question from AJ later, so we'll get to that.
Did we?
But, yeah.
That's exciting. All right, well, let's jump onto content, should we?
Should we jump into it? Yeah, you're first up. Barks, take us through it.
All right. Well, I've got a couple, but we'll kick off with the first one. Let's share the screen on this. Let's do this one. Did you see what the Freo... Oh, that's not what you want. Did you see what Fremantle did post-game, I think, last week?
Yeah, I think we spoke about it.
Team chat, didn't it?
Teams chat, yeah. But this is really cool.
So it's not Well, we can. I'll send you the link. You can give it a watch. Actually, we probably don't even need to. But basically,
No.
what they're actually talking about isn't what I wanted to talk about. But it's just the whole. So they've done basically a post game podcast. So they've got the full podcast set up basically in the change rooms. And I just thought it's I really liked it, but I think like the practicality of it is probably a bit difficult because you're not always gonna get A, wins, B, the mood in the locker room, whether you can do it or people even willing to talk. But I think they deserve a bit of a shout out for just trying to push the button on not just a typical post game interview. I think it's really cool, and I think as we saw one of their players you've got the fresh emotion from the game, and they get to talk about it, what it's like straight after it happened. So I just thought that was a really cool thing Freo did.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a lot easier going than a post match interview because I feel like camera post match interviews are very like back in like question answer where this is more of a discussion. I really love it. I think it's got like a lot of potential in it. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw more clubs jumping on it because it's also got that ability like to take fan questions from a game straight after and put them to the player. Or even if you have two really engaging hosts for them to talk about the questions in the game in a way that's probably like a little less PR.
I was thinking that too. Actually, I think the hosts would better suit if it wasn't like you and me. I think it would be better if they actually had, obviously depending on the team, but they actually had the personalities for the podcast.
Like I was saying, I think it's an amazing idea. Do you think it would work even after a loss?
Probably not. So I think what was good about this, so they've got the player, I think his name's Michael Frederick, talking about a goal that he had throughout the game in the third quarter, and I think it's just be good because obviously they win. I think they won.
Yeah, I think they would have won that game. Yeah.
So the emotion would have been good. It creates an opportunity for people to continue watching the game after it's done. It's almost like the post game show, but not everyone will enjoy like the Channel 7 broadcast post game show, but to do it on your own team. So it almost becomes like a bit of a fan channel post game experience. But no, to answer your question, that's probably the downfall. I don't think, unless you've got a great sort of player relationship with the group, then I don't know if it'll work after the loss.
Yeah.
Or if footy would want you to do it.
That's the other thing, the footy department. But that's being a bit realistic. So I think like pros of it. How dare we actually think of the realities of our job? I think like the pros of it are that you get that like great emotional reaction straight away, like talking point, great bit of content, free flowing, all that kind of stuff. But the cons of it are like maybe it doesn't work after a loss. Sorry.
Yeah.
And also you may be burning an interview during the week, like. Yeah. You're just like lumping all your content into this one day. But hey, again, like you said, kudos to them for trying something different. It's like the old talkback radio, but I think club centered.
I think it's sort of worth almost sacrificing a bit of content through the week because I think you're going to get more in that 10 minutes after they walk into the change rooms than talking to them even as a standard post game interview. But like early in the week, saying how did you find this goal from the weekend? I think you're going to get far more from that setup than start of the
That's true. Before they get a chance to like really distance themselves from the moment.
Move on. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking about moving on, let's jump to another. Are we?
That's the most sincere expression.
Let's move on to another great bit of content that's come out over the last month. I think, Barks, I don't know if you've seen this. It's been on the broadcast a lot. It's a TV spot from Google. And Google are just masters. I mean, when you have a marketing budget that's probably in the millions, like, of course it's going to be great. But I think my Google Home just started talking to me as well. That's but like it's a brilliant ad. Barks, I've chucked the link up in show notes if you want to have a watch. I'm not sure if my screen share is working, so I might just leave it to you, and then we can we'll again overlay this through the thing. But for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's give it a watch. Like, and like, yeah, let me know what you think first, Barks.
Continue straight for 300 meters.
Love is everything.
Just pretend you're scooping your ice cream.
Like this. Yes, that's it.
Love is everything because love makes the world go round. Love is the foundation of our soul.
Several times around your foot and ankle.
Mate, your daughter's having a blinder.
What is a blinder?
Love is the greatest feeling that any person could have.
Messi, that was a blinder.
Thanks, Papa.
That's what love is.
I bloody love that ad. Like,
Yeah.
I that is one of the best bits of content that I have seen in so long. It's just for those who are listening at home, and if you haven't seen it, it basically follows the journey of a father and daughter as they like learn the game together essentially, and the dad's like kind of trying to he obviously doesn't it looks like he doesn't know a lot about footy, so he's googling different things at each stage of the way, so like how to do a handball, or like how to tape an ankle, what some of the football terms are, like a blinder. Yeah. So and then by the end of it, the daughter's playing for a junior football club, and the dad's on the barbecue making the snags. So like it's I don't know, it's just a really well put together bit of content. And I want to talk, like, from a content perspective, I think it's great because it takes away like the action, the excitement, the high pace nature of footy that normally attracts people to the game, and really ties it back to that, like, why football and sport as a whole is so important to a community. And like, I guess that's kind of my point there. Like, you often get tied up in how like the kicks, marks, handballs, or the like the high flying moments, and while they're exciting, it's like, well, that doesn't relate to 90% of people who play footy community wise. Like, they're there for the actual community and the connection to it. So yeah, I think it's a great ad and really well put together bit of content in an emotional sense.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you said that word, relatable, because that's the first word that sort of popped to mind. Plus wholesome. We love that word, wholesome. But
Wholesome. Bit of serotonin.
I think it's just relatable from how many people and how many kids and families would try to start a new sport and absolutely not understand it. But it's not about how well they're playing, as you said, but it's about how they're fitting in to, maybe that's a new town they moved into, maybe it's a new country they've moved to. Yeah, no, it's just a really well-delivered piece. And as you said, probably the ability to make something like this from such a big sort of budget and Google is what makes it happen. But really, you could probably produce something like that just from the idea. Like, you don't need a ton of support behind it. So I think the actual idea is the winner. So very enjoyable piece.
Yeah, I think like it's also something to keep in mind. And this will be, I'll wrap it up after this, but like when we always do membership campaigns or like get to the game kind of hypes, we always really do focus on the highlights from the game. Yeah. Imagine, I mean, making it a bit more raw and reminding people of why they're connected to a club or a community is probably and as powerful, if not more powerful.
I think it's more powerful because you're right. Like, how many people can relate to a fast-paced highlight reel dunk from someone on the fast break? Like,
yeah, and like that's the other thing. Like, players and all that change regularly, but the one thing that stays the same is like the club. So,
that's beautiful.
Little bit of thanks, mate. Live in the grey.
Live in the grey. Think in the grey. Live in the grey. Love it.
You're up next again, Barks.
Yeah, bounce back to me. So I've got one draft day, WNBA draft yesterday. Not sure if you caught any of it, but
I saw Shane Heely's daughter got
oh, what an egg! Shane Heely. It's Heel, but it's Heel.
Sorry.
But Sorry about my reaction. That was great. Thanks. I needed that this morning. You made me wake up at bloody 8 a.m. to do this. Shane
Why'd you
Heely,
have to wake up an hour? What'd you have to do? Like,
shower, look good, feel good.
I haven't showered yet.
Shane Heely, sponsored by the old shoes, Heelys. He just
Oh,
that's how he gets around.
There's-
He just goes around the
you're-
basketball court on
you know
Heelys. That's
what?
why
There's-
they call him Shane Heely.
There's a cricketer called Ian Healy, all right? So go... You want to go fuck yourself. That's it.
Javali McGill was my
Javali
favourite when we
McGill.
first met. Big Jules couldn't pronounce Javale McGee. Oh, I nearly stuffed that.
You can't say it either, can you?
Anyway, so Shane Hill daughter, Shyla Hill, yeah, she got drafted number 8th, I believe, overall, which is pretty bloody exciting, actually.
Yeah.
But I just thought draft day is always interesting because you always want to know what teams do to reveal their players. So I thought I'd show you one that I rated and one that wasn't so great.
Okay.
Just to sort of have a look at what teams did. Firstly, we'll go with Dallas Wings. I believe they had the number 1 and number 2 pick. They had a very nice little animation, which I just think these are always winners. Like, it's nothing too... You can see my screen?
Ah, yes, I can see your screen.
So they picked Charlie Collier, but that's irrelevant. It's just got a bit of music behind it, but it's not too relevant. But I just think that's all
very
you need.
clean.
That's all you
Yeah.
need. Clean. Leaves an
Easy
option.
to edit on the fly.
Exactly what I was going with as well. That's what I wanted to sort of raise it. That's clearly probably just an After Effects animation, but it's so slick. You don't have to worry about changing the jersey in the background, but it still looks like the team. It still looks like Dallas Wings colours. My main thing with things like this, and I'll show you even Chicago Sky, who Charlie Hill got drafted to, the very base that I'd do if I was going with the graphic. So this is just a basic graphic. It's fine. It doesn't really look
That's
like...
clean as well. Like,
It
it's got
looks
all
clean.
the info you need. Yeah.
Yeah, but it bugs me, Jules, that there's no jersey
Why?
swap. I just think the jersey swap needs to be there if you're going with the graphic, because it's the one thing that brings it to life. Like, this just looks like some random player that, yeah, you've just drafted, whereas make a jersey... I don't know.
But how possible is that, though? Like, how realistic is it to have, how many people are in a draft, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta focus on the realism of it, but I think most teams... I don't know, even if you did 10 realistic players, I think graphic designers are so good at this these days, and they'd be so good at, so quick at sort of doing it. And I could be wrong, it could be being a bit ignorant to it, but I just think that makes the whole graphic, if this has just one jersey, don't change anything, just put the jersey swap. I could be a bit...
I mean, I
bit
see what you're
fussy.
saying. But maybe it's a thing like you start with that graphic and then you follow up with a Guernsey swap.
Yeah, I don't know. It top 8 pick, just like make it real, make it Chicago. Anyway, it's always interesting to see what teams do, and I'll just end the WNBA draft talk. I tweeted this yesterday, but I really like this from Matt, who's a designer for Bleacher Report, posting the things that don't get used. So this is
Okay.
2 players that I believe they didn't go to this team's, but he's captioned B-side alternate reality, so it's obviously what could have happened. I'm a big fan of posting these because the designers would put so much work into this.
Yeah.
This obviously same picture if she went to the Aces or if she went to Seattle. I just think that's
Yeah.
so cool. Like, and how... Sorry, I'll just keep rambling, but how easy it is to make a franchise different. So, like, these are big name players. These are big name players, and how easy it is to see this alternate reality, as you said.
I think that's such a good call as well. Like, especially, you might not get away with it in Clubland because it'd be like, oh, don't tell anyone that we were looking at this player. But from someone who like Bleacher Report or House of Highlights or any of those like ESPN organizations that cover it and have to be prepared for this kind of shit, like, you're right. You put so much work into it. Why not try?
Why not
get
post
it out there? Yeah.
Post your work, people.
Yeah. I liked that tweet from you. That was a good one.
Thank you. I do have good tweets, and just for the people, the pun lovers out there, I just wanted to finalize this. Chi-Town is referred to as Chicago. What better draft pick than Shyla? Chi-Town.
Wait,
that
so
good?
Skytown is Chicago.
Sorry, so
And
no,
then-
they refer to it Chi-Town, so CHI.
Oh, like
town.
CHI. Okay, yeah.
But how good is that for marketing purposes? Chi-Town.
Yeah, that's very good.
Not that they went.
But
with
they've
it,
gone with
but someone else
hashtag
did.
Skytown. Yeah.
Oh, that is confusing, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chi-Town.
How's the first tweet on this though? Old fucking Applejacks 34. Dana Evans should have been drafted. Okay.
Yeah, cool. I don't get why people. Here's
Oh, yeah.
Shane Heely. I'm not gonna let
Oh,
you.
piss off. You know what?
It's good to be back, people.
All right, let's roll into my next bit of content. It's quick ones. TikTok.
Oh yes. Let's
TikTok.
talk.
I bloody love TikTok. I don't know how many times I have to say that I spend more time on TikTok than any other platform in this world. Like it's
I
my
discovered
new.
that in the hub for you.
I love TikTok. I wasn't even watching that much in the hub. Now, like, I'm watching hours a day.
Okay, you need to cut it down.
It's
Seriously.
research, but I've discovered a couple that I really like. I'm gonna try share my screen. Just let's see what happens. Let's go desktop 2, share. Yeah, nice. Can you see it?
Nice. Yep.
All right, sweet. So this is from Pittsburgh Penguins. So they're in NHL. Number 1, what a great bio. I mean, what do Penguins like to eat? Burritos. How good. This is one of Social Sandwich's biggest things is make your bio unique, and I think like that's a great bio. But I wanted to call out this because this is sensational. This is the level of trolling that I want to see
You love a good troll.
all the time. I love good trolls, right? So background to this, and I'm sorry if I haven't got this absolutely correct, but the LA Kings, Bucks, who are your team in the NHL,
Absolutely. Right and dark.
tweeted in 2018, why would any team ever trade Jeff Carter? And then they've gone with this TikTok. So then the background after that, so after the LA Kings tweeted that in 2018, the LA Kings then traded Jeff Carter to Pittsburgh. And they've remembered this tweet and made it into a TikTok with the
How many
caption, "Didn't age well."
How many years ago was that? 2018.
So they've held on to this tweet for 3 years.
That's great.
I just think I think like that's, and I'm guessing that Jeff Carter would have had like a good game for the Penguins, so that's why they've gone with it. But I just think that's so clever. Like, we spoke about on the last episode about like how video teams have like this part of their brain that's like, oh, here's this video that I remember from ages ago. I think it's the same for social media coordinators that are just like, hey, remember that tweet from like 3 years ago?
Oh, absolutely, and that's what makes these sort of examples so good, because it's not a difficult idea. It's just being switched on and basically memory.
Yeah. And the whole point of TikTok is just fun, right? Like, there's no harm in that. No harm, no foul. The other one I wanted to show quickly, obviously, like, North Melbourne aren't having the greatest year on the field. Poor kangaroos. But they've put together this Bucks. It's great with the sound as well, if you want to watch it. So for everyone watching or listening at home, they've gone with turning our TikTok comments into inspirational quotes, to the theme of "Runaway" by Kanye West, and it's just a bit of fun, and they've got the like motivational poster style thing going on where they like just stock images with quotes on it.
That's cool.
It's just good. I think like when you're losing that bad on the field, you've got to have a small win, and this is not performance related. It's TikTok again. Like, people are going to have fun. So, well played, Kangaroos. Well played.
Especially because it's awfully hard to find something if you're losing to actually have fun with.
Yeah,
Like
I
that's
agree.
a very fine line of actually finding something that you can do and everyone's okay with you doing without causing a bit of a stir.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We've all been in a position where like things aren't going well on the field and you're struggling to make content. So I don't know. I think that's a kudos.
Well done, North.
Kangaroos.
And North, I hope your video agency is going well and you're spilling a lot of blood or whatever the tagline was. remember that my egg, their creative video agency?
Yeah. Blood. What was that company called?
Something about because some things are bigger than I don't know, connecting with blood or something.
Blood. Yeah, that was
Blood
that was
lines or something.
weird.
All right, that was good, Jules. Well done. Love a bit of TikTok.
All right. So, Barks, this morning. So I've got a wedding today, right?
Congrats.
Not mine. Yours. Isn't it awkward that you didn't even get invited to your own wedding?
That doesn't even bloody make sense, Jules. That's what you're good at.
So I went to the shops this morning because, before a wedding, groomsmen, there's going to be a bit of drinking. So I want to get like a hearty breakfast in. So I went to the shops and I bought some egg of the week.
Wow. Is that you, Pete? Nothing.
Pete, holding Pete hostage here.
Oh, buddy Pete. He had a week off. He should be fresh to go. Egg of the week, Jules.
Yes, it is egg of the week.
I'm glad you had some eggs because you need a bit of boosting up. You're looking a bit small. Clearly haven't been to the gym for a while.
I went to the gym this morning. I weighed myself as well.
Oh, all right. What do you weigh? No, don't tell me.
58 kilos.
No, fucking hell, you're a small man. All right. It's all 58 kilos of muscle. Have you got an egg this morning?
I've got 2. So I'll start with one and then how many have you got?
I've got 2 actually as well.
All right, we'll bounce back and forth.
None of them are sport related.
Oh, that's good though. I want to start with this one, which is the... Oh shit, that's the wrong address. I've got it saved in my tweets. I'll share my screen again. So I think there's and forgive me, I'm not very good with soccer, but I know there's some sort of tournament going on for the national teams. I know Australia played a couple of times. So obviously still no like mascots. I think they call them like junior mascots allowed at the game. So the Dutch national team decided to take iPads with kids on Zoom to to like carry out on the ground. And it's just the most awkward thing ever. So they're standing there with these iPads that are in these like orange little deal or no deal suitcases, just facing out while they sing the national anthem.
So this is to replace them like holding the kids' hands, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just the most awkward thing, and half the team are just cracking up laughing.
How'd they think that was going to look?
I don't know. So I'm egging whoever thought that this was going to be a good idea and didn't realize like even 2 minutes in that it's a terrible idea.
Like I get like you want to incorporate the kids and the fans if they're at home, but maybe just put them on the big screen or something. Like how do you think that was going to look?
I don't know. It's a terrible idea.
Onto some non-sport eggs. So
yeah, here we go.
I like to go a bit left of field because we can't always find things in the media, and one of them actually happened
Hold on. So you're going left of field. Does that mean you're living in the grey?
Yes, because you have to live in the grey. Not everything's black and white, as we've discovered. And one of them actually happened 30 seconds before the show because I was told by Elise that bit of sleep talking, and it's a bit concerning because apparently I sort of cracked the shits and told her to pull her head in while I was sleeping. I don't know what it was about. She doesn't know what it's about, but I'm egging myself. Secondly, I'm a bit concerned about abusive sleep talking now. So did you
say something to you in the first place that like maybe like, hey Bucks, don't you have a podcast? And you're like, pull your fucking head in, Elise.
I don't know. I'll have to chat to her about it afterwards. But apparently the words "pull your head in" towards Elise came out of my mouth while I was sleeping.
Oh dear.
Secondly,
we should get her on to retell the story. I think that's what we should do.
Secondly, don't know if you caught it, Jules. 2 days ago, huge event, huge. We get a lot of national days in this, country and world, and I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them, Jules. 2 days ago, 15th of April was National High Five Day. Why the fuck do we need days like National High Five Day? Whoever creates these days are making them. National High Five
Are we talking
Day.
about like high fiving or like
Yeah.
high five as in the,
No.
the kids band? Like
It's a national
1, 2,
day
3,
to-
4, high
No,
five.
no, Jules. The high five. I don't know if it's got some bigger meaning, so I probably haven't looked too much into it. But I saw it the other day, and I'm like, we've gone too
Jesus.
far.
That's
We don't need these.
That's sensational.
Bloody egg.
Be eggs.
These
Hey,
days are eggs.
Good eggs. Boss.
Boss of the week. Boss. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice intro.
Boss of the week. Quick one from me.
Yes.
This isn't the NRL crowd, sorry, this should read AFL crowd, but I'm gonna boss. Look, fucking the same tweet opened again. But anyway, I'm gonna boss, and I'll put this footage up in. We'll put it up in the links. The Western Australian crowd last night.
You're bossing just how
I'm
good
bossing the entire Optus
Yep.
Stadium.
Yep.
You want to
Good
know
call.
why? Our
Because it
mate,
was full. No.
our mate ScoMo
Nah.
rocked up to the game. And they obviously showed him on the big screen, and the entire crowd just started booing him.
Yeah, it's fair
Like
enough.
chorus of boos, and they had it on the Channel 7 broadcast as well. And I think JB was like, warm reception from the Western Australians here for ScoMo. It's just
Yeah, good
so
on.
awkward.
That is.
Yes, bossing the Western Australians.
And how good do they sound anyway? Full house at Perth.
Oh yeah, jeez, it's a loud stadium. Well done.
One of my faves, I think. Every time
Beautiful
I've been,
stadium.
I think when we've played Perth. When we've played fucking
Like
Perth.
Perth. Oh, you reckon?
When we've played Freo.
Does Shane Heely play for Perth?
Yeah, on his Heelys, forward pocket. Every time we've gone to Perth to play Freo, something good has happened. I think you've been there both times with me, actually.
Yeah, it's me and you. I think we're the lucky charm. So, the first time Barks and I went, it was that Murph
game,
banana. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second time,
you went nuts in the sideline, and I was just sitting there, just
me and Maddie
Nothing
Cottrell were
happened.
standing there on the,
Yeah.
the boundary losing our
Scream.
shit.
And
And then the
Newsy.
second one was Newsy. So, tell you what, if we get a Perth trip this year, we might have to go again.
I reckon we
3
should.
from 3.
My boss of the
Do you
week.
have a boss?
I do have a boss. A bit of a feel good one, just because while I was looking through WNBA content for the draft, I wasn't aware of this, but DD Richards is a player that she was drafted 17th overall in the draft yesterday, but I wasn't aware that I think there was some training incident where she clashed heads with a teammate and she became temporarily paralyzed,
Jesus.
and that was the end of October last year, so it's not even 6 months ago. And she battled back to a point. I think she had to learn to walk and do all the normal things again. And she battled back to be drafted last night at 17. I just thought that was a
That's a great story.
huge
Great
boss.
boss.
Of the week. Yeah, huge boss of the week from... It's not even 6 months to persevere from... temporarily paralyzed and learning to walk and everything. So I just saw that story. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, that's a good
Good
boss.
on her.
That's a very
Good
good
boss.
one.
And that is it for me.
That's it for you? We have... I've only seen one social question, so I'm sorry if we miss one by this stage. It's from our good friend AJ.
And we've
AJ
forgotten
works
his
with
name.
us. No, I nearly did. I call AJ something different every time I see him, so forgive me. But background to this is obviously Barks and I work together, and I made a little spreadsheet a while ago that has 2 simple columns, Barks likes and dislikes. And every now and then I'll update it and I'll share it to the wider comms team just so that they know what's going on. Had a recent update yesterday and people were reading through, and Adrian just wants to know, Barks, in your likes column, you have the cash cow. Can you tell us the origins of the love story of you and the cash cow?
I don't think there's much of an origin. I told you yesterday when you flicked this to the group message of 20 odd people in our team that saw this Excel spreadsheet, you weirdo. Cash cow, I don't know. I think it was just, there's actually a time. So I used to, I still do if I'm up that early. I just watch sunrise every morning, flick it on during brekkie. And it was always at the time of cash cow. And then I just thought that I'm eating brekkie every time the cash cow was on. So I started entering. And I think that's why you put it. Yeah. I think I
didn't
started
realize
texting.
you started entering.
I started texting in each morning. I probably did it for probably only 10 or 15 times in total. But that's probably why you put it in my likes column. So it's not much of a story, but
that's great. Do you still enter? Would you enter again?
I don't.
Once a month, like a cheeky enter?
Yeah, I mean, I could, but it's just sort of like Tats Lotto, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing happened from it, obviously, so maybe I should bloody put it in the dislikes column.
Well, I don't know if nothing happened from it, Six Figure Mick. Maybe something did happen and you haven't told
Well,
us.
that's how I bought the house. Cash cow, that'd be a very good lie.
That would be great.
I wish my answer was that, AJ, like, why do you like the cash cow? Well, I moved house last week, that's why.
Oh dear. Well, that's
sirens in the background, Jules. You right?
Yeah, it's fucking Coburg. There's always a siren in the background.
You better run.
Were there any?
Literally.
Hey, Barks.
Hey, Jules.
Might be time to wrap it up.
Was that like a sticky tape impression? Like, what were you doing?
I don't know, really. Little helicopter.
Can I ask you something, Jules?
Yeah, you can. Go on.
I'm just a bit offended because you've both got yourself on the intro and outro. Is there something that I'm doing wrong?
I haven't.
No,
I didn't
you do.
put outro. I put
yeah,
question.
you do. Goodbye.
I didn't write that. That's from
Is there
last
something
week.
I'm doing wrong? Do you want to give me some feedback?
You want to
'Cause
do the intro?
I just feel like
do
I
the
should.
fucking
And
outro.
last time I was meant to do the outro, you overpowered me, and I lost all confidence.
Babble
in it.
on sometimes. Come on, do the outro.
Outro. No, thank you for tuning in. It's actually very fun to be back. I missed this last week. So we'll actually we do have a guest next week, don't we?
We do.
Big time guest that we revealed a few weeks back. And Jules, you did the organising, so I'll let you remind the people. But it's very exciting.
Yeah, we all things going well. We'll set it up again this week, but we're going to have Camille from the Chicago Bulls join us. So we'll share his profile details. Yeah, hopefully Benny as well. We might share his profile details during the week so you can have a look. And maybe we'll put some questions to Camille from the audience since they don't want to ask us anything serious.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's fun. When we do have guests on, we do want the opportunity for anyone else to ask some questions as well. So we'll continue to do that.
Yeah. So that should be a good one, Barks. I think that'd be really cool.
Absolutely. All right, Jules, you enjoy your wedding? No?
Wait, hold on. I've got one more point.
Yeah.
Something that Barks and I have been working on in the background. We obviously have a lot of content that we talk on this show about. We've actually started a little Google sheet that we'll put the link in our bio, and you can go in and have a look at some of the stuff that we're talking about. We're going to try and put some stuff in even if we don't talk about it. But yeah, we're going to categorize it by different things like fun, serious, emotional. So you can go through and become a little database if you ever need some inspiration. So yeah, hit the link in our bio. It'll be under there, under sheet or inspo or something. You'll know it. Yeah. We'll think of something fun for
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a good, I think it's a good innovation by you, Julian.
Just doing the team thing.
Someone's got to. No, enjoy your wedding. I hope you
Thanks, mate.
have a nice suit. You're happy with your suit?
Yeah, it's just a little suit jacket and pants.
Talk us through it. Colours?
Very casual. I think it's a light grey, black pants, white linen shirt, and we're actually wearing Vans, so going to be very comfy.
Vans? Sounds shit house. No, it sounds good. I don't like dressing
Wow.
up, so that sounds good. And congrats to
Sure. One more, and we're going to check this next week. Predictions for the AFLW Grand Final. Who's going to win?
I just like Crows.
You reckon Crows? I'm going to go Brisbane.
Alright. Okay.
And we'll check in on this next week.
Yeah. Alright.
All right.
Thanks, listeners.
It's been fun.
Friends,
See you
enemies,
later.
goodbye. It's a pleasure.